again. It's a rich thing.
Hi everyone and welcome to Lit Lessons. On today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about DonorsChoose. DonorsChoose is a free website that teachers can utilize in order to fundraise for items for their classroom or at-home workspace. So, on today's video, I'm going to be discussing how to set up your DonorsChoose. I'm also going to be talking about the top 4 items that I'm requesting for my at-home teacher space. And then lastly, I'm going to share how I was able to get my project fully funded in 3 days. So, let's get into the video.
Okay, so welcome to DonorsChoose. So this is what DonorsChoose looks like. You type in DonorsChoose.org. I'm going to sign in. However, if you don't, have an account with DonorsChoose, you would sign up. So I'm hitting the sign in button. I'm going to type in my information in order to take you to the next page. However, if you were new to DonorsChoose, then you would obviously go under first timer. I suggest you create an account. So let's type in my information, continue to sign in. It does ask you to go to your email in order to get an instant sign-in link. So now that I am signed in to DonorsChoose, my screen is going to look a little different. So now I'm going to come here to create a project. And then this blurb pops up. So if your school is closed to coronavirus and you plan to request resources for at-home use by either you or your students, then you would choose the distance learning option. Otherwise, they'll then ship the items to your school, and then you'll have to figure out how you would get them. Sure. It lets you know that resources are the property of the school and they should be returned to your school when it reopens. So one thing about DonorsChoose, although you are getting, items funded for your classroom, DonorsChoose lets you know that the items are the property of your school. So that's just something to keep in mind. So let's go. All right, so then you're going to select your grade level. So they have pre-K through 12. These items are going to be used for 11th grade students. You can select all grades that apply. So I'm just going to select 11th grade because those are the students in which the items will be for. Then it says about how many students would benefit from your project. So I'm going to say about 90 students or so. So this is new. First time with me seeing, describe your students' current distance learning circumstances. So even I'm going to have to take some time to figure out what it is that I want to say. So also, to mention, it tells you about how many paragraphs you should write. So it gives you a word minimum most of the times and not a word maximum. So let's see. We're going to write 2 to 3 paragraphs introducing your students to donors without disclosing individual names or the name of your school. Don't get into specifics about the project yet. You'll have a chance later. Just focus on your students. The first sentence of your second paragraph will be emphasized as a pull-out quote. So, let me tell you about my students. All right, so it did take me some time in order to figure out what exactly it was that I wanted to say in regards to describing my students' current distance learning circumstance. All right, so now we're going to save and continue, keep it moving, keep it pushing. Now it's time to go shopping. So you're going to now start requesting your resources that you'll use to teach your students from a distance. So I've already started browsing through Amazon, so I know that's where I want to go. However, I just want to show you some of the sites in which DonorsChoose partners with. So AKJ Education, Amazon Business, Best Buy. We have some of these other companies. So, supporting our physical education teachers. Lakeshore, I know a lot of teachers like Lakeshore. So, Staples. Ooh, Teachers Pay Teachers. I wonder if I knew that was on there. I don't know. Okay. Teachers Pay Teachers. Good site. All right, so let's keep it pushing, moving into Amazon business. So again, it just lets you know before you start shopping on Amazon through DonorsChoose, you will need to log into your Amazon account with your school email before shopping for your project. So if you don't already have an Amazon account with that email address, you'll have to create one. It tells you to only select Prime eligible items. The third shopping tip, it just lets you know the following items that are not eligible to be requested on Amazon. And it lets you know where you can get those Apple and Chromebook devices. So let's go shopping. So I know one of the things that I'm looking to purchase is an easel. So I'm going to stick to this size and I'm going to add it to my cart. Boom. Add in my whiteboard. All right. So I want to view my cart. I want to make sure that I have everything that I need. So I'm requesting Sharpie flip chart markers, some low odor dry erase markers, 2 Post-it pads. Probably will need to get more as the school year progresses, but that's fine. This is just going to get me started. And then that mobile whiteboard magnetic dry erase board with rolling stand. That's a mouthful. Alrighty, tidy. Now I'm going to submit these items for approval. All right, so we did the hi, we did the who, now we're on the what. So material costs. So everything on Amazon, when it totaled up, it was $171.18. However, as you can see, my total project goal is going to be $251.79. So as you can see, we have the state sales tax that factors in, third-party payment processing, fulfillment, labor, and materials. And then that's what pushes the total project cost up. And then the suggested donation to support DonorsChoose is also factored in there. So again, when you are planning out your projects, just keep in mind that the total that you see on your website and what you're checking out from is not actually going to be the total goal for the project, because there are other fees in which they list for you. Now what you're going to do is you're going to summarize what is in your cart. So you're going to tell donors what your students need in one sentence. I'm going to say, help me give my students, don't really know because these items are for me to then give my students. Help me give my students a quality education. Save and continue. So now I need to title my project. You're probably like, this is a lot of steps. You're right. But the fact that, you could push this out and get it funded and save $170 in this case in my pocket, I'll do it. So make your title exciting. Make it exciting and capitalize it like a book title. I don't know. I'm going to go with creating an engaging space for students from home. So how will these materials help your students as you teach from home? Help prospective donors picture the way these resources will help you facilitate student learning. All right, so now it's time to read what I have, make sure it sounds good. And the sentence is highlighted in green because that's going to be the sentence that is emphasized. So now I'm going to choose which subjects best fit this project, and it says to choose up to 2. So I know that I fall under literacy and language arts, so I'm just going to put literacy, literature, and writing. So now I'm going to save and continue. And I'm almost done. So I'm just going to now take one final look before I submit my project for screening. And then I'll be able to share it and start receiving donations. Well, actually, you can share it and start receiving donations while you wait. So, as you can see, I have a picture of my first year classroom, because it does ask you to post a picture. Some people put pictures of their students. It's really up to you. I have my profile picture followed by my name, the grades I teach, a blurb, a short blurb about my students. I did want to draw your attention over here where it says Miss Basin will only receive her items if the project is fully funded by, and it says November 17th. I know that November 17th is going to be too late, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the date. So I changed the date to August 15th. So now that I have reviewed my entire project and everything is good to go, I'm going to go ahead and submit my project. Alright everyone, and welcome back. I did say that I was going to show you all how I got my project funded within 3 days. And so right here, I'm looking on my project site, and it's saying this classroom project was brought to life by Kleenex brand and one other donor. So what happened is I had 3 different people, so 3 people from my family and friends list who donated about $50 a piece to my project, and then Kleenex went in and matched those 3 donations. And so I was able to get my project fully funded in 2 days thanks to Kleenex matching again the donations that I already had. And this is not uncommon for organizations to come in and either match donations that have already been given to you, or to pay on the remainder of the amount that is due before your project is considered fully funded. So that is definitely one of the great things about DonorsChoose, is that one day you could just wake up to a surprise that your project has been fully funded thanks to the many partners that work with DonorsChoose.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.